everyone. How is everyone tonight? It's Thursday, tomorrow's Friday. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Almost done. Almost.
We're almost there, chickadees.
Yeah,
We're
nearly.
almost there. How is everyone?
How are you, Samantha?
I'm good. It is a bit cold still, but I'm good. So my muscles are a bit more warming up, so that's a good thing.
Yes, yeah, good.
We
I'm
have to.
okay.
We've got two in the chat just now. Everyone, somebody say hello. Say adios, amigos. Anyone? Everyone? So tonight you can see we are being joined by the lovely Mrs. Shane. Everybody who knows things in the Netherlands, Shane, he's a lovely big guy. That's what I was told that I had to say by him. But he really is a really oh you're killing me here. I've just had to take it off Things Network, and that's exactly where I'm sharing from. So I do apologise, everyone, if you do get double shares. I do apologise. So as I was saying, so lovely big guy in the Netherlands, and we've got his lovely wife on tonight. Can I just start by saying, Samantha, how the hell do you deal with a big guy?
I just kick him from time to time. No.
You do. I'd kick him. I would kick him.
No, communication does the work though. If you just communicate, it will go perfectly fine.
Well, this is very, very true. So, Sam, do you want to tell people about yourself and how you got into the paranormal?
Yeah. I was around. Well, I was actually very young when I found out I was not normal because I could see things that others couldn't. So I was like, oh, that's a bit weird. And as soon as I started to talk about it to friends or what I thought to be friends, they just bullied me. So I was bullied pretty badly. And around 12, yeah, I think around 12, somebody gave me a book that was about witchcraft. And well, I found myself in that book and I was like, oh, but this does suit me very much. And I do see this thing, so I'm not going crazy. I know Shane already for a very long time. I know Shane since I was 12. So yeah, I know him for an extremely long time. um, and well, we just started to talk about it, and I was like, oh, wait, you also have those experiences. Maybe we can talk more about this because he couldn't find anybody that has the same experiences. So yeah, we took it from there. And what I do now for the past, that's way too long. I can't even count. I became a high priestess within witchcraft. I do tarot readings. I do chakra sessions, so I'm healing people through massages and just cleansing their auras and their chakras.
I didn't actually know that you were a high priest.
Yeah, I work with dragon energy.
That's
interesting.
That is pretty mental. I really didn't know about that, Sam. That's what you did. Obviously, I knew about your senses and like how you get into the paranormal wee bit. You learn something new every day or something.
Yeah. So when did you decide that you wanted to take that you? No, I've said that wrong, right? So you knew that you were different. You just do, don't you? You don't fit in. You don't fit in. You haven't got the same friends as everybody else. You feel like the odd one out, but you're not, because you know you're very special. But you don't know what that special thing is at that age. But you are drawn towards these things, but you're not allowed to be, are you? You know, it's like you're not allowed to be, but you are. So you get to a certain point. So what point was it that you decided to take it a little bit further, apart from having the book, and what decided to make you go further, and what training did you get to bring it out in you?
I'm extremely curious and I love to learn new stuff. So when this book, well, I always used to read a lot about Greek mythology, Celtic mythology, Norse. So that's the thing I just dove into, and I started reading more books. I think within a year, I read almost 50 to 60 books.
Uh,
And
A lot.
then when I was, yeah, and
So
then when I was sick, yeah, when I was 16, I found a coven here in the Netherlands. And because I was 16, I was actually not allowed in because in the Netherlands we have the rule that you have to be 18 to be in a coven.
yeah,
But the high priestess then told me, "You're a dragon child. I can't pass you down. You have to be in my coven." So I was
yeah.
like, "Okay."
If there's nobody commenting, if there's 6 people in the chat or 5 now, can someone say hi, please, so that I know that you can hear us, guys? That would definitely be great. Here's a question for you, right? I'm going to dive right in. Here's
Hmm.
a question for you, Samantha. Do you find it difficult in the Netherlands because obviously paranormal for different countries? It's well spoke about in some countries, but in other countries they're quite I
It's a
wouldn't say the words
taboo.
for taboo. Do
Yeah.
did you do you still find it difficult to this day to talk about paranormal, say, in front of people?
No, well, I used to when I was, well, in the beginning, but I don't really care about other people think. And if the
Yeah.
people do find it interesting, they'll find me. They always find me.
yeah,
So it's, no, I don't find it difficult to talk about it at all. I'm not hiding it at all.
Yeah.
Um, and I do notice that the last 3 years, at least 3 years, it has become bigger also here in the Netherlands.
Oh,
Only
that's good.
problem is, yeah, the only problem still is we don't get locations. They just don't allow us into the castles or into the bunkers. They just don't allow us in.
Is
oh,
that is that due to is that due to that bloody Noreen? She comes on here and upsets me. Hi, Noreen. That was a good start, Merlin. Hi, Howie. Hi, Nancy. Oh my God! Just
Noreen.
um, is that due to religious reasons, or is that due to the how taboo that paranormal still is? And
Yeah, I think it is because of religion, because a lot of it is Christianity or
yeah,
Catholics around here,
yeah,
and they just don't allow anything. They're
yeah.
buzzkills. They don't allow anything.
Yeah. And I can imagine. I mean, it's great when you've got people on from different countries because even though it's a more spoke about, you know, topic, it's still in some countries it's taboo. So it's not
Yeah,
really like you can talk about, and that's why I love to listen to different countries. And you're starting because you know what Nick's like. Nick is like the man for the world,
Yeah,
yeah,
because he finds all different people. You know, he finds them in Romania, Ukraine, you know, Norway, and and it's great to hear how the different countries have started evolving that wee bit, you know,
yeah,
starting to give that wee bit of, you know, okay to paranormal. But again, it all comes down to one thing, as we know, is that the
yeah.
fact that you know, religion,
It
um,
always holds back.
and it's so sad because you've got such beautiful buildings over in the Netherlands, and you've
Yeah,
got you must cry every time that you go
yeah,
by them because it's like I really want to see. So what I would
Yeah.
suggest doing is putting your equipment in your pocket and just
I
accidentally
do.
accidentally
I
throwing out
do.
the cat ball to the left. Make
I
sure
do.
nobody's looking and grab it, you know.
Yeah, I do those things.
Nancy says, I can hear you, Minnesota here. They say I have an accent. Love the Scot. Oh, sometimes I don't even. Noreen says, is that the giggle juice? And she's always on the giggle juice. Hi, Moo Riders. Hello from Northeast Florida. Howie says, come on over to the US. Oh, Howie, don't tempt
That's
me. We
course,
will
that's
show you
great.
things. Europe has so much more than us here in the States. I hope to get over and visit Berkshire, etc. Howie, I'll give you a swap. You can come to Scotland. I'll go to the States. I love the States. I'm fascinated with the States.
Yeah. Well, it's
Oh,
fascinating what you say about when you were reading those books, right, Sammy? And
Mm.
this is where I sort of like get into all this stuff. You're reading about the Druids and the Norwegian and all that lot.
Yep.
And I think the whole lot is set in the kind of same beliefs where you've got this deep cultural belonging. Like I feel, yeah,
yeah.
and that's what I've got. I'm Celtic.
Ah, okay.
And further back, I think it would have gone through to the maybe Druidic,
Oh,
definitely.
yeah.
Yes, but absolutely, you feel like you're part of that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it draws you in. It really does draw you in. And I've got this absolute passion for learning
Yeah.
about history, old history, not just
Yeah.
like last week or last
No, old history.
old history.
Yeah.
And especially with stuff that's coming out now, even the Egyptian stuff that's going on and all
Yeah.
the new things they're finding all around the world. It's fascinating because it's just new stuff. You kind of know it's there, but you're not
Yeah.
allowed to say, are you?
Yeah.
Because they will rip you to pieces, basically.
Well, you have something with Celtic, right? Like, I don't know if I can show you, yes or no, but I have a altar.
Oh, wait a minute. I'll make you big. There you
Look
go,
at
love. Oh, wow.
That's just my druid elven one, and I have a dragon one up there.
Oh, I
wow.
love the dragons. I
Love it.
really do love the dragons.
Love it.
Oh yeah, that's what I do.
And do you know what? We
I
did a show. I can't even remember if Lynn was there at that time, but we did a show and it became really, really popular. And we were talking about witchcraft light versus dark, right?
Oh yeah.
And it was very, very popular. And the amount of people that sat and watched it and was chiming in because we're obviously talking about the light and the dark. Now I'm a firm believer that you can't have light without the dark. I'm
Nope.
a believer in that. And people say to me, well, if you're into witchcraft, what do you like? And I said, well, grey witch, because without the light and the dark. I says, and I like researching the occult and Satanism, right? And people, you see people getting caught in headlights because they've always been believed that Satanism is a bad thing and, you know, you're going to hell and you're doing all these mad sacrifices and you're dancing naked round a fire and everything else. But it's so not like that.
Nope.
This is what I always say, right? Because it drives me nuts. Please excuse the rant, guys. But Satanism is not a bad thing. It's no bad. If you actually read it and do your research properly, what it turns around and says to you is live your life the way you want to.
Yeah.
It promotes you to live your life. I have got books. I've got the Book of Law with Alistair Cowley. I've got
Yeah.
another one of Alistair Cowley books as well, and I've got the Anton LaVey
Oh yeah.
book as well. And I'm very fascinated with Alistair Cowley. I'm fascinated with Alistair Cowley.
Obsessed with him, she is.
I do. I do like Alistair Cowley. What I find most fascinating is everybody knows that Alistair Cowley was everywhere in the world,
Yeah.
and he.
Maureen.
It's amazing the amount of places that you investigate, and it's not just in the UK. It's outside of the UK that you'll find Alistair Cowley in.
He's everywhere.
He is literally everywhere. So
Yeah.
I'm fascinated with Boleskine House. Boleskine House was one of Alistair Cowley's places. Then it got taken over with Jimmy Page, the lead guitarist, the Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, he went crazy, didn't he?
Yeah, well, listen to this, right? Now, there was two fires. There was two fires. One with Alistair Cowley and one with Jimmy Page, right? What I find most fascinating was, and I don't know if many people know this, but before Alistair Cowley had Boleskine House, there used to be a church, and the church went on fire.
Yeah, it did.
So, see, when I heard that obviously they were building Boleskine House again, I thought to myself, that's going to go on fire. That is going, and that's not me being nasty. That's me looking at history and going, well, we've
Yeah.
had a fire here. Alistair Cowley had a fire. Jimmy Page had a fire on the same location, and they're
Yeah, the next
rebuilding it.
one. Yeah, it will be a fire again.
I'll be surprised if it jumps generation, but I wouldn't be surprised if I hear it goes up on fire. But I would love to spend a full night there. I would love
Oh,
to
yeah.
go somewhere quite
Things like that
fascinating.
create stories, don't they? So you just want to know
Yeah,
what's causing it, and it piques your brain. You've got
yeah.
to know what's doing it. You want to get there. Well, you're in Scotland. I know it's a long way from you. It is.
Do you know what? As I said, I've had this many discussion with everybody, and many folk don't agree with this, right? But I think, well, if you look at the different religions that are coming through now, right? Witchcraft, Wiccan, pagan, that wasn't really the done thing. But if you look now at the 21st century, it has grew so far. And see if you look at it in comparison to other religions, they three are the biggest ones. They three
Yeah.
are the biggest religions now out there in the world. Everybody's sort of turned away and started to go down the witchcraft, Wiccan, pagan route. And as I said, well, why not have Satanism and part of that?
The problem with that is, I think, because it grew so incredibly fast,
Yeah.
due to social media, is that the newer people that are learning this are not learning it correctly. And this is going to sound very weird, I know.
No,
I had
listen,
to,
see it as you see it.
yeah, I had to learn it from books. I had to read about it in books. I
Yeah.
taught myself the history of all the gods and goddesses that are around the world. I taught myself on what is religion, what kind of religions are they, what did they use in the old age to
Yeah.
do a ritual, what did they use for it, did they use this or that, but how can that be, because it was not there to begin with. For example, cinnamon came from a completely different country than it is now. It's now everywhere.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like 3,000 years ago, it wasn't here in the UK or in the Netherlands because it didn't come from here. So how did they use it then? And the people that are learning it now are learning it fast speed, but not reading anything.
Do you know what?
They-
There is only a selected few groups that I will go into when it comes to witchcraft,
Mm.
and I've got one of my own. I've created my own group, and that was to help me find my path again, because I've slid off due to obviously family grievance and everything else.
Yeah.
Um, and I I've been in other groups, and I don't know if this guy's is a pet hate to use guys as well and people in the chat, but it's like admin doesn't care who they add. They just add everybody in and everybody comes in. And see some of the comment that I read or some of the advice. And the one
Oh
that
yeah.
most see the one that most drives me up round the bend is when people ask, how do I make somebody love me? What love spell do I use? And I'm like,
Yeah.
Allah, you can't do that.
No, you can't because there's something like a free will.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I just it drives me berserk. I don't know about anybody else, but it really, really does drive me berserk. And it's like,
Yeah.
is it, knowing my luck, it would miss the person that I was intending to go to, and somebody else was in love with me. And I'm
You
like,
can't make people love you. You can't
No.
you
force
can't,
people to love you.
you can't. I
No,
even, I
fair.
even once upon a time actually got banned from a Satanist group, right? And
What
I'll
did
tell you,
you do?
as you do, right? But that was only because obviously I wanted to speak to people firsthand that obviously believed in Satanism and get obviously their points of view and things like that.
Mm.
Never tell Satanists that you're a paranormal investigator. Don't start off with that line. Don't. It ends up going badly. Um, and they were getting so defensive. I actually had three of them on top of me. Well, actually, no, on top of me, but on like giving me a line of abuse. Um, this is where my mind gets blown, right? Everybody knows what an atheist is. Doesn't
Yep.
believe in anything, right? On no reasons like that. Only you, Lo. I wait to hear this, right? So you would hear obviously an atheist doesn't believe in anything at all, right? God or whatever. That's fine.
Mm.
How can you get an atheist Satanist that doesn't believe in God and the devil? And this is what I was trying to wrap my head around, that I couldn't believe that these people were saying to me that they were atheist Satanists, like Satanists.
No.
And I'm
No,
like,
that can't.
well, where do you guys know the definition of atheist?
Yeah, exactly. But that is what I mean. But they don't learn their history at all. And it's not only within paranormal field or in witchcraft, or it's even in normal life, which, well, I think most of you know that Shane is a transgender. Most
Yeah,
of you know this. But we also have people in the groups, for example, with non-binary stuff that goes non-binary. If you look at it, it's history. So way back when, then it's just you're neither.
yeah,
You just dress how you want to dress in that moment. But now all of a sudden we have all different kinds of ones that I'm like, wait, now you're missing the plot. And the same goes
yeah,
for witchcraft or paranormal fields. We just put, oh yeah, but I'm a Christian pagan. Huh?
Yeah.
yeah. See,
How?
it's though they're rewriting the history. I mean, the world is going as crazy as it is just now with
Mm.
you can't say this, you can't say that. They're
It's
trying to change
ridiculous.
in history and comedies, things that you could have got away with 20, 30 years ago, that you can't
Mm.
get away with now. And I feel sometimes when you go into these groups, they're very, very judgmental. They're very,
Yeah,
very
they are.
judgmental. See if they know that you are like you to witchcraft. Now, you might not be you to witchcraft. You might have the scenario of, excuse me, you can't speak to your family about it. You've got no one to talk to. You've had that for years. You've found people that are like you. You're trying to interact with them, and
Yeah,
it's terrible. It is
yeah.
terrible, and it
I,
puts people off.
I have another question actually. This was a discussion that I had on one of the Facebook groups. I'm not in that many witchcraft Facebook groups because of well, for the reason that I'm going to give you now. For example, there was one person that said that he was going to work with jinns and he knew how to do it. And I'm like, okay. So I asked him about it. I said, do you even know what a jinn is? He said, yeah, it's just another spirit and there's nothing to it. You can do it very easily. And I was like, are you Arabic, for example? No, I'm just from the Netherlands. Then you don't know how a jinn works, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just don't.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he got so offended by it. I was like, yeah, but do you know, I cannot do voodoo. I can't. I can try it, but it's not going to be the same as an actual voodoo priestess
Yeah.
Yeah.
that trained in it. It's not the same thing. For there's a lot of white sage is being used to cleanse the house, for
Yeah.
example. But there's an entire religion within Native Americans that do it completely different, or they
Yeah.
do it different. They say things differently, so you can never do exactly the same as the Native Americans would do it.
Yeah.
And what is your opinion about from both of you actually? If, for example, here within the Netherlands, we don't have a really religion, but my origin is more towards the Celtic ones. Do you think that people, no matter where they are, can practice anything, or is it just for some things like the jinn tied to Arabic bloodlines or Arabic descendants, or can
Yeah.
just anybody do it?
I'll let the young go first. Right, wee Lenny, you go first.
Oh, cheers, me dears.
We four fit to Dan there. She'll tell you.
Well, I think where the Arabic stuff comes in, it's well, all of it's coming in really, but on that side of it, that's more of what they've learned through generations and generations, and you can't get rid of it all. It's going to be there somewhere, like the Celts and all that lot, the Druids and all that lot. I think, even though I was brought up till about 12, 13 in church, because we had no choice, and I got thrown out in the end anyway, because I answered back.
I would have never said that, Lynn.
Yeah, I know. I answered back. But the thing is, you will be drawn naturally to what's right for you, for your mindset, your feelings, and what you feel deep inside that you are actually a part of. It's a natural, normal thing for you to go. It doesn't matter whether you're a Christian, whatever. You will be drawn to that. Now, whether the jinn is only allowed to do jizz and allowed to do this, that, or the other, that depends on your mindset and whether you're going to let that in and you're going to let that take over.
Yep.
If you keep your head straight, I was brought up a Christian, but I don't see myself in the church. I'm part of nature. I feel more at home in a wood, in trees, being natural. It's a natural thing for me to go and do things like that.
Yep.
I'm not saying I'm a witch. I'm not saying I'm this, that, and the other. I'm just me. And that's a natural path for me to do. I mean, I make my own painkillers, not internally salves and stuff like that. And it helps me. It helps me. But so I sort of tend to, like we were talking before, I tend to grow. I grow my own vegetables. It's all about feeling
Connected.
home and connected.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel. I need to feel. And even if I'm with people who I meet, I'm automatically swerved towards certain people because I get a vibe off them.
Yeah.
And when you listen to what people say, they either talk shit or they're talking on your level. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, that's me. That's just me, Sammy.
I'll quickly go into the comments and then I'll carry on. Howie says, "Oh, to come to Scotland and Ireland, oh my goodness, Howie, you must be desperate." Lauren says, "Enjoying the radio show, Lynn. Only you, Lo. The world is full of crackpots these days." Do you know what?
Yeah.
Here is my opinion. Right, I grew up Protestant and I went to a Catholic school.
Oh, dear.
Cause my gran, it was round the corner from my gran. But I grew up resenting both religions because it was a case of they used to use it over in Scotland. It's like a rivalry with football, and I grew up and I resented obviously both because on one hand the horribleness for one and the other were a book's written to try and keep you under the thumb. So
Yeah.
I always said that I wanted to find something for me that I felt comfortable with. And I have looked at many other religions. I have used to do RE and I've done research and everything else. Like yourselves, I find myself in nature with witchcraft and fucking pagan things like that.
Yeah.
As I said, I do like to read about the dark. I'm not going to
Yeah.
lie. You never know when you're going to encounter it, so you might as well read about it.
Exactly that.
But I still see some sort of ignorance towards dark, and you'll see a lot of ignorance against it. But that is where I feel most comfortable because you've not got a book that you've not got a religion that causes hate. You've not got a religion that causes you. You know, you've got to be under the thumb if you don't do what you're told. You know, you're out, blah blah blah. You're free. It's though you're
Yeah.
stepping out into another world and you're free.
Yeah.
So I am quite a believer in that you're entitled to go down whatever path you want. If you want to be a Buddhist, be a Buddhist. If you want to be Hindu, be Hindu, be Jewish, be whatever you want to be. If that makes you happy,
Yeah.
but don't use it as a way to excuse your behaviour. If you do something
No.
shady,
No, but that's with everything, I think, because a lot of people, or for example, my son has ADHD, and he does a lot of weird stuff, and the weird tics and stuff I'm fine with. But sometimes he does do behavior that I'm like, but you can't do that. And then the excuse is, yeah, but I have ADHD. Yeah, so it doesn't
yeah,
excuse you for bad behavior. And that's with every single thing. I,
yeah,
for example, have an emotion regulation disorder. So everything comes in tenfold for me, or I have to comprehend a lot longer and make sure my emotions are in check. It takes me longer to do so, but it doesn't excuse me for blowing up somebody else.
Yeah.
yeah.
And that is the excuse that people use nowadays so many times. Yeah, but something I was triggered. Yeah, so doesn't mean you have to do bad behavior.
Yeah, yeah. But that's what I love. See, when you can have these open discussions with everyone and it's a nice, calm conversation, and it's great when you can have these conversations. And I think there should be more conversations like this. And if people are watching tonight that is genuinely interested in witchcraft, pagan, you know, Wicca, or whatever, go and follow that path. Go and check it out. Go and do your own research. Whatever makes you happy, to be honest.
It's not going to hurt you to go and try it, is it? If you
I must admit, I've never ever done a spell, and as much as I laugh and joke about it, I've got like through there, I've got it's like it came in a box. I actually needed to get rid of the box because it was beginning to rust. But I've got my ingredients through there. I've used the salt already. Because I'm a great believer if you've got a UTI to use salt in the bath
Yeah.
to help you. With hey Braxton. Maurice, I totally agree, Lynn. I always go in the vibe of a person. That's why you love us, Noreen. But I am a firm believer, you know, in the old, like you guys, like the old medicine, you know, check and do the home path thing. So yeah, I've got ingredients through there that I look at and I'm thinking, I would love to know what I could do with this. And the most funniest one, I do want to try it, but I'm too terrified,
Yeah.
is mugwort.
It's what?
I know mugwort.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
Monksworth,
know
yeah.
it's good for a lucid dreaming,
Yeah.
but I would be too scared in case I was like hallucinating elephants coming through my house, or if there was unicorns flying by my window or anything. That would
Oh,
be.
you don't want to be doing that. Do you know what? I deal with that every day at work. There's people and everything coming through the ceiling.
I mean,
I just don't. I don't want to. I couldn't do that. I've got to be in control.
see, I did read about mugwort because I was curious about mugwort and what it does.
Yeah.
And it spoke about, you know, lucid dreaming and things like that. And I'm thinking, I have weird dreams nearly every night. I'm like, can you imagine me taking some mugwort? I would honestly, it would drive me insane.
You'd be doing them all.
I mean, I can't even start to tell you some of the dreams that I've had, folks. I mean, I've had dreams about aliens. Like, I've seen 3 wee grey guys standing in front of me. They weren't going to hurt me, they were just looking at me. Honestly, I've had some dreams that would turn a nun blue.
Yeah.
It was just sort of like that curiosity.
Yeah.
See, I'm very, very sensible because what I got with this kit was different coloured candles. I got some black stuff. I got mugwort, bay leaves. Give me 2 minutes, guys, and I'll show you. I'll let you talk among yourselves and I'll go and get it.
Okay. Yeah, so I think it's really interesting subject, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
I go with what I feel comfortable with,
Yeah.
and that's how I flow basically. If I don't like it, I'm not in it. I'm not. But I don't mind learning and listening to people. And if it's like Lo said, if you want to, you know, be whatever religion, you know, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You go with the. But where I'm concerned, it's all about natural. It's going to be natural. Even trees. I mean, I'm even seeing face in every tree.
No, but it is true though.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's true. No,
Yeah.
it's true. It's very natural based, but that's the problem I'm having with the newer ones, to say, is sometimes I do certain rituals and they're damaging the earth than helping her. And I'm like, do you know what witchcraft stands for or what it does?
Yeah.
It's supposed to help nature, not kill her.
Yeah. You say witchcraft and people go, ooh, and they don't like, oh, don't go by her, she's not right.
Oh yeah.
They're like that, aren't they? Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, but those are the people most of the time that then when they're stuck, they all of a sudden know where to find you.
Yes, this is absolutely true. They do, don't they?
Yeah. They always come back around.
And what's your thoughts on Have you ever been to a gong bath? Have you ever done a gong bath?
No.
Amazing. Oh my God.
So
Absolutely amazing.
there is my mugwort.
Mugwort.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to point out, people, that is mugwort. It's nothing else. I've got luck incest. I would just like to point out again that is luck incest. I don't want them to think that I've got any funny stuff. I have got peppermint. It really is peppermint. I wouldn't try sticking that up your nose, but
I burn it.
Yeah.
I've got it's Laurel Bay leaves that I've got.
Oh, yeah. You know what you can do with the bay leaves?
What? I don't tell them to stick them up my arse.
No, no, no. You wanted to learn a little ritual, right?
Right?
Well, if you put or you take 3 bay leaves out, you write 3 wishes or 3 things you would like to accomplish for this year, and then you burn them in the fire.
Yes.
Oh, you've just given me a good idea. Thank you, love. Right. I would like to point out this is what it is. That's yarrow.
Oh, yeah.
I've got yarrow. Lou has got the hair wink. Nori, I can't even want to tell anybody. I'm trying to sell them. That's great.
Smoking them after we've gone off here.
I put it this way, see if I come on and talk a load of gibberish about unicorns, then you definitely know that I've been at it. I've got a curse breaker herbal spell mix that I'm going to put in Noreen's. I'm going to put that in Noreen's tea to see if she hallucinates. But don't tell Noreen, right? I've got, well, I call it puree, right? Because obviously that's what I always associate it with.
Yeah.
But I've got funny looking flowers. No,
Hibiscus.
they're for Amsterdam. Better not say that. And I've got obviously, yes, I'm from Scotland, Braxton. I've got these funny looking black things that I don't actually know what you do with them.
Well, you set them ablaze. They're well, you can put the herbs in there so you can smudge your house.
Oh,
You
is
just
that there?
you put a fire underneath. Don't get scared because it will flicker and it will pop off little fire things. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't harm you. And then you wait until the thing is completely grey, and then you put some herbs on there.
Wow.
I've got change to life, which I could put all I could put the full bottle on, and wake up and see what happens tomorrow. I've got luck, which I could put it on for the weekend for the lottery numbers. So if the lottery numbers comes up, I'm Asta Lavido guy. And then I would just like to say I've got all these candles, all these coloured candles. So I can sing happy birthday to myself in September. So since I've done my wheeling and dealing with all my funny shit, you know, what we got? Braxton says there's a book called Ancient Remedies Revived. Maybe you've heard of it. You guys heard of it?
I did.
Another one called the Lost Book of Remedies.
Yeah.
Nori says she could do with the funny stuff. See if you talk to my good friend Sam there. She stays in Amsterdam. She can send you really funny stuff.
True.
Braxton says, all right, cool, shout out to Glasgow then. Thank you very much, my lovely. But yeah, so there is my funny stuff. See, I want to build, you will need candles, love. That's only Noreen if I don't pay the electricity. That's why I need the candles to see where I'm going. But no, definitely, I want to still build my own wee herbal thing. But would I use it? I just don't know. I just don't know.
Mm.
Well, that's
It's,
that's the beauty of witchcraft as well. Everything, well, pretty much everything has a meaning. So all those colors have a meaning as well. So especially with rituals, what is the intention? What are you trying to do?
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
So, for example, if you go for harmony to create more harmony in your house, for example, or more balance in your house, you would go for the pink candles.
yeah.
Yes.
Uh,
I did try it through Things Network, Kate, but it deleted halfway through and told me that it wasn't connecting. So I had to unfortunately go on BB3 TV and share from there. And that's probably how no many folks fun is tonight. But yeah, I mean, I didn't know that about the bay leaves, but now that you've told me that, I will write 3 wishes on it and burn it and see.
Good bay leaves. I've got a little bay leaf tree, one of the posh ones, with the long.
Oh, fucking Lennon, of course
yeah.
should be.
It is. And I take bay leaves off there all the time. I dry them out. I use them to try and colour my hair, which I do sometimes. I put it in cooking. There's
Yeah,
loads of
very
things.
nice.
Yeah, I do.
You actually use bay leaves for cooking? The
Yeah.
laurel bay leaf? Oh, do you?
Put them in your beef. So if you've got
Yeah,
a steak or you're doing a beef stew or something like that, just
I
throw them in,
just ate that tonight as well. So
throw them in and then take them out. Don't actually eat them. It
yeah,
gives an absolutely beautiful flavour. A nice deep, isn't it? It gives it a deep, rich flavour.
yeah,
But take
it
them out
does.
before you serve it.
Oh,
Yeah.
do you know that actually sounds heavenly now that you have started speaking about that? I've kind of went, I actually feel
No, I'm
hungry now.
hungry.
Thank you, apple. Noreen says, I've had a bay leaf with a wish in my purse for years. Do you know what, Noreen?
Yeah.
I really should
I
um
think we all
write
do.
do you know what? Everybody just have a bay leaf for the night and write your wish and burn
Yeah,
it and see what happens.
yeah.
I think, see if mine came true. Honestly, I would die after shock. But it's one of those things. I mean, it's been a great conversation. So relaxed talking about the different stuff that you could do. I've even actually got one of the steel cauldrons.
Oh
I've
yeah.
got one of the quite big ones. I'm a hell bringing it through because I'll end up dropping it on my toes, and all you'll hear is a long list of beats.
Well, we were
But
talking before about gong baths.
uh-huh.
Absolutely amazing way to do meditation. I've only been to one, and what I got off that, it frightened me a little bit, but I want to go back. I've got to go back. I really, really do. So what they do, they get you to take your own little quilt with you and a pillow, and you lie on a mat on the floor in a room. And there was about 20 people when I went there, and there was a lady who had these big giant gongs.
Oh yeah.
Did she?
And she did. Her gongs were big, girl, I can tell you. Massive. And she had these big gongs, and she used these gongs and made all these vibrations. The room was vibrating.
Oh yeah, that is perfect. Yeah.
Oh, and do you know what? The vibration that she got us all into on that, it was a 3-hour session. It felt like half an hour, but it went
Oh yeah.
through. Amazing. It took me out of the building, and I was watching 2 ships docked up. One was a Viking ship, and one was an old sailing ship from the 1700s. And it was all grey and misty. And as I looked, there was 3 or 4 very, very tall aliens. No facial expression.
They were cryptids. They were cryptids,
Were
Noreen.
tits.
They had big gongs.
Big gongs. But these bath gongs, they vibrate through your body and
Yeah.
they take you to a level that you need to be. It's relaxing, and it was absolutely amazing. I'd love to do that again, to be honest.
Well, that's another thing.
That's my steel cauldron.
Yeah, that's a nice one. I
Aye.
have the same one, I think.
Ah. Oh Christ! I better put my nudes away.
That's another.
Go on.
You go
Sam.
first.
No, you go first, Sam.
Oh. Well, I believe that everything around this world has to do with frequency.
Yeah.
And as soon as you're in a certain frequency, you can actually look back or look forward or actually manifest something or do a perfect ritual, in which case it does come true.
Yeah.
And as I said before, I'm extremely curious. So I think, and I also do experiments. Sometimes Shane is a subject and a very nice guinea pig to try stuff on. So sometimes, yeah, it's real fun. But
What?
I would like to try frequency within paranormal fields. So if you do an investigation, to try out different sounds, different frequencies to see what happens.
Okay.
I think that's an excellent idea because I have thought about that, but I end up going to places where other people in control, so you can't get. You need to go on your own or just a couple of you and try it like that. And I think you'll get some fantastic responses off that. You
definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
So I will discuss the same thing with Shane and Mary to see what they think about it. But I think frequency will help a lot because everything revolves around frequencies.
Oh God, yeah. Oh God, yeah.
That's a good show for you, Sammy, for the three of you to do wherever you want to go to do it. Just the three of you, film it.
Yeah.
Show us what you found. Show us.
Yeah, we'll do.
That would be. Noreen says, "Leave the cauldron. We want no more injuries." I know, Noreen, you're killing me, killing me. Somebody told me to write a wish or intention on a piece of paper and wrap a bay leaf up in it. Do you know what, Noreen? I think oh, there's that man. There is this bloody man. I think Shane and Mary think it will be fine to try. Shane, stop using my electricity. But I'm going to try that bay leaf. Definitely got to do it. So what I'll do is the same as what Noreen's done. Is wrap up the obviously the intention in a bay leaf. I've done relax. Noreen says I've done relaxation with frequency. It works well. It's funny. See, I suppose there was only one good thing, I suppose, in my old show is that it made me think about obviously frequency, and it made me think about what actually everything in life that has to do with frequency. I would have never thought of it before had it not been mentioned before. It's definitely an interesting concept. Right, see since Shane's away now and it's just us three, right? Who's your favourite out of me and Shane? But don't tell the big guy I said that, right? Because I don't want him. Is it?
You're on here now making a comment. You are.
I know. You'll see the head. You'll see the head.
Let me see. Yep.
You'll see the head comment like that. What you said about me?
Yep. Now, but frequency really does work incredibly well. I have problems meditating, or, well, recently then I did find it back, but that was because of frequencies. I have, as I said before, I have an emotion regulation disorder. which means manifesting something is incredibly hard for me to do because I can't focus on one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Due
not
to
laughing at you. I'm not laughing at you.
no,
It's just
Shane put
your
something
good
in.
husband still
Yeah.
there can hear you. Well, I didn't ask you to hear me.
But due to frequency, I can actually manifest something and just hold on to one feeling at a time instead of 1,000 at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, I totally get it. And I mean, when you've got a radar like Shane, you can hear
Hmm.
frequency. He can hear frequency
Hmm.
to
That's
Scotland.
another. That's another thing. Hearing frequency in nature. Have you ever heard that, Lynn?
Yes. I have heard that. And it does make you don't realize it, and then you listen and it's there. And it's a little bit like a very light hum, but it's
Yeah.
there. It's there. And I think, oh, it's the trees, because I go in a lot of trees a lot. But it doesn't matter where you are, you can feel it. And you know, something strange happened when I was about, I'm going on that. When I was about 12, and I was very sporty, and I was in all the teams, you know, and we'd been to this hockey match. So we played this hockey match after school, so I had to go to the bus stop and wait for another bus to get home now.
Yeah.
And I'm stood there by the bus stop, and I remember looking around me, and I had to rub my eyes, and I looked again, and it was bits. There was bits everywhere.
Yeah.
Like pills. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
was on something somewhere else, because everywhere else was acting, it was all normal, but I was watching these things around me, and I thought, does everybody else see things like that?
Yeah,
I did, but yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I get into frequencies, definitely. And I don't know about you, but have you ever seen, and it sounds a bit strange, and I have to keep going back and looking. Have you ever been for a walk in a field anywhere and you've seen certain plants in an area and they're going wild, dancing about?
Yeah.
In there,
yeah.
and there's nothing. There's no wind. There's nothing, and they're like this, and they won't stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever seen that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I think that's some kind of a vibrational energy going on that.
Yeah, it is. It's well within witchcraft we of course have the four elements, which is wind, fire, earth, and
yeah,
air.
yeah,
And all them have a frequency as well. I had one day I was where was I again? Oh, I was at a schoolyard. I was not that old yet. And I was just walking around. All of a sudden I saw a wind gust come by, but there was no wind.
Yeah.
Nowhere at all. And it was just going with all dead leaves and just going and going. And then it came my way. And I was like, uh-oh, do I have to step aside? And my body went like, no, just keep your ground. Just keep standing. Everything will be fine. And the wind gust just circled around me. And it
Wow.
made me feel extremely light and
yeah.
as if I was flying. And when that sensation lasted for me, it felt like an hour. It was probably like a split second, and then it just left and it dissipated. It was gone.
So it lifted up,
Oh
lifted
wow.
spirit.
Yeah, it
Do
did.
you guys ever find, right, walking in the rain and wind, and it's really, really heavy? Do you guys ever feel released like I do? I feel it really. See, when I go into the wind and rain, I feel such a release when I'm walking in it. It's though I'm getting washed. It,
Yeah,
it's a dead weird concept to describe, but it's like one of those ones where you think to yourself, feels so good.
it takes worries away because that's the thing. If you talk about the element of water, water is cleansing.
Yeah,
It takes away your worries. It takes away your pain, even if it's just for a little while. It just
yeah,
releases all that energy and all that tension from you. I do this in the shower often. Or when I have just given somebody a massage, or I did a chakra session, or I did a reading for somebody, I always wash my hands afterwards.
Yeah.
Why? Because their energy is not mine. But if I keep it on me, I will absorb it, and then I'll be down for the rest of the day. So I always wash my hands afterwards because it's not mine. So I just give it back to water. And the same goes
And
for if you're standing underneath the shower. That's the same
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, it
Uh,
is.
Noreen says, I love sitting in the rain. Oh, Noreen. I love sitting in the rain. I find it so relaxing. I've done it from a very early age. I'm the same. Most people say for them it's like sunshine. For me, it's rain and wind. Like, I'm very fascinated. See, when it's really, really windy, I love being out in it because I feel, I don't even know how to describe it, and it sounds so weird, but it's
No,
just
it
like
isn't.
I feel like different when I come in.
It's
And I went,
cleaning the soul out.
ah,
Cleaning.
yeah, it's kind of like that. It's funny how weather affects
Yeah.
how you're feeling, sort of thing. Absolutely, it's a weird one. So, Sam, where do you want to tell people where they can find you?
Good one. They can find me on Instagram on Lady Dragon 36. They can find me on TikTok, which is also Lady Dragon. That because I work mostly with dragon. Well, I work with all energies, but my spirit guides are dragons. So when I do cleansings, I do it with dragon energy.
Yeah,
um, and yeah, otherwise just the Raiders Paranormal.
awesome, awesome.
So
We
you
need,
do cleansing. Do you do sorry, Lo.
no,
Do you
no,
do
no, you go.
cleansing? You do cleansing. Do you do
Yeah.
hands-on cleansing?
Yeah, but I also do distant ones because I can't always go to America or stuff like that. So I do from distance cleansings as well. Yeah.
See, I do healing, and I didn't even know I could do it. Do you know? And it sounds a bit daft and silly, really. But one of my husbands said to me, he said, "You've got really, really magical hands."
Yeah.
Ah, that's
I,
what she said.
yeah, and I thought, oh God, I must be dead sexy, but it wasn't. What it was, I was healing all things.
Yeah. 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 I do healing as well, also on distant as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can
Um,
literally pinpoint something about that far off the body. Literally, I can feel it. And I can draw it out. I can put heat on it. I just drag it out and get rid of it.
Yeah.
And I think it's
Yeah.
interesting. Interesting.
Yeah. It is interesting to see how a physical body reacts to when you're pulling their negativity out of them.
Yeah.
yeah,
Because, for example, when you're starting to cleanse or to heal their chakras, for example, chakras, most of people are like, yeah, but that's just energy. No, it isn't. That energy is inside of you.
Yeah.
If you don't take care of it, you will have physical pains. For
Yeah.
example, if you have problems with your throat chakra, which is blue, you will
yeah,
have most of the time a sore throat. Your glands will get all bloated. You have, well, for example, like there's a stone inside your stomach that you can't swallow, you can't push it through. You will actually have those physical sensations that tells you there's something wrong with that chakra. You're not doing something. Chakra for the throat is most of the time speaking your truth or actually saying what's on your heart. Most of
Yeah.
the people don't do it nowadays. It's the same as self love. 9 out of the 10 people forgot how to take care of themselves and actually have self love.
Do you know? Funny enough, you're not the first person to say that about chakra. about the throat I can't say. So we've got hip, tits, and these chakras.
Chi is also a good one. It's easier.
You can. I'm sitting here and I'm listening to you, and you've hurt my heartstrings there because I think to myself, there's some things that I keep inside that I don't say,
Yeah.
and you're probably like, oh, she's blue around the throat. Noreen says, if
Well, in your case, you're green and blue.
green and blue.
Yeah, I'll
Excuse
tell you
me,
why.
lady.
I'll tell you why. You also have problems with your heart chakra, which is sometimes pink, sometimes green. If it's a very deep one, which is related to family, it's always green. So there is a heart problem there that you have to process, that you're busy with processing, but that also attaches to your throat because something happened within that family that's on your heart that's weighing you down and you don't want to speak about it.
Oh, you're some woman. I'm coming to you for a reading. Noreen says,
That's fine.
I had a migraine, my late partner only had to place his hands on my head and it would disappear. You know, funny enough, Noreen, I had Reiki and I found Reiki amazing. I found Reiki just like dead wow. It was like dead relaxing. I was quite skeptical about Reiki until I actually went and got Reiki done and I felt $1,000,000.
Yeah. I can teach you how to clean your chakras low.
I need to
I'll show you how to do
clean
that.
my cheese. I'll call them cheese. I'm not. I'm not trying.
That's the thing with chakra cleansings. When I do them, you pull those things out, like I just did with you. You just pull on those strings. The only problem is, well, it's not a problem. Most of the people get very emotional because you're pulling on those strings they
Yeah.
or need to work on, or it's in the way. So you're pulling at them. So your body also has a physical reaction onto what I'm doing. That is something that I find extremely fun and very curious to see because everybody reacts differently as well.
Huh? Oh, I've enjoyed having you on, Sam. Honest to God, I definitely need to book Mrs. Shane for a part two. We'll do it a cancel it out. I definitely just tell Mr.
Yeah.
Shane stuff his interviewing. You've got the info right. Clear her.
Yeah, I will.
There's cobwebs there, Noreen. Cobwebs. But definitely thank you very much, Mrs. Shane, for coming on.
You're welcome. Always fun.
Always fun.
It's been testing. Yeah, I love listening to you.
Thank
Honestly,
you.
Sam, I'm honestly coming along to get you because I really, really want to keep you for my team. Shane, if you're listening, I want you to do me a big, massive favour. Convince your wife to come and work with me.
I think Sammy's hit a nerve with you, Willow. I do.
She has, because I'm trying to keep my emotions in check.
Yeah, you just choked then, didn't you? You did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sorry. Didn't mean to.
That's
But I saw it
okay.
happening. I
That's
was like, oh, I have to yank that one.
I forgive you.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
It's a good one,
Yeah.
definitely. It's a good one. But guys, we will be back tomorrow when we are talking about the pyramids. So grab your camels.
Ooh,
We're off
nice.
to Egypt. We're talking about grab your camels. We're off to talk about Egypt and the pyramids tomorrow, which will be an interesting one.
Oh,
Definitely.
yeah.
It will be good. Wee Linny is not on tomorrow, but she will be back next week, folks.
Yes. Working
Yay!
tomorrow, so I can't come, but next Thursday I'm on and next Friday I'm on. So I'll be
Awesome. Next Thursday, I have someone booked, but I can't remember off the top of my head. No wonder I need a schedule. Jesus Christ, I drive myself demented. I can't even know who's on next Friday. Honestly, it'll be someone. You'll see somebody or something.
Somebody's coming.
It's like
Be Ronald McDonald.
it'll be one of those ones of surprise, motherfucker. But everybody, thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much, Samantha, for taking the time out, because I know that you're a busy, busy lady, because that Shane wants his supper. You'll probably be like, cheeky bitch, what is she serving me? But definitely, guys, we will catch up with you real soon, and everybody have a good night. Speak to you all soon. Bye, everyone.
Good night.